A very welcome good evening to you here in toasty Gilbert, Arizona. It's 105 out here, but it's time for some Friday night lights between the Highland Hawks and the visiting Corona del Sol Aztecs. Last year, the Aztecs a 4-6 record. The home Highland Hawks with a 3-7 record. I'm here with my partner, Alex Didion. Alex, what do you have on tonight's matchup?
So tonight's matchup of two teams with new coaching staffs. Brock Farrell comes in replacing Pete Walheim, who was head coach here at Highland for the past 10 seasons. Farrell's brought in a lot of new energy, a lot of excitement. He took the kids on a camp trip to Southern California during the summer for 7-on-7 to build some team camaraderie and allow the team to bond and build a strong core. This team has a lot of talent in the junior class, the class of 2019. Really talented. Connor Cullimore, the highlight of that class, number 1, plays running back and free safety. Kid is a lights-out performer, ranked number 62 in the state of Arizona for the class of 2019. Another guy to look out for is Jacob Wood, number 6. He'll be playing at both running back and at linebacker tonight. He's a captain as well as a key performer. Watch out for him to play really well. And obviously, key for both teams tonight, as my partner here said, it's 105 degrees right now. These teams are going to have to find a way to make sure they stay on the field, control the heat, and ensure that they stay in the game as long as possible. Keep your starters healthy, lots of water. That's going to be a major challenge for these two teams coming up tonight.
And now the coin toss is over and done with. Looks like we're ready for kickoff, and it looks like Corona del Sol will receive the ball first. That means we see star kicker for Highland, number 31, Austin McNamara. They've really hyped him up here. He's a guy that can be a real game changer for Highland. We'll get to see his leg right out of the gate here. So an exciting night here in Gilbert. Corona again will get the ball first. A brand new season of high school football, and it's coming up right now. Corona with 2 men back to return. Looks like we're all ready for kickoff. Here at Highland, McNamara sets up. And we are underway in Gilbert, Arizona. That one goes through the back of the end zone, a touchback for McNamara, and it looks like the Corona del Sol offense will get started on the 20.
So tonight, the Highland offense, anchored by Mason Trail, starting at quarterback. The junior, talented kid, did not start last season. Oh, wait, we're on defense. Yep. Highland taking over on defense, where Connor Cullimore will be the guy to watch, number 1 at free safety, along with Jacob Wood, as I mentioned earlier.
Pass completed to the right side to number 12. Tackled by a bunch of Hawks.
Jacob
That's
Wood
Ricky Pearsall.
So quickly throwing it out to the outside. Corona trying to stretch that Highland defense out to the edges. It'll be key. Corona's got a lot of speed on the outsides. It'll be tough for these Highland DBs to stay in front of them and keep them contained on the inside.
The Aztec quarterback, number 3, Ryan Helt, a junior, 6'1", 165. Helt under center. 2 in the backfield, pitches to the running back, who shifts to the left, and he's got a little bit of space to run, and it looks like number 22, Brandon Gavel, a senior, 5'8", 160, will have a Corona first down.
And like we were just saying, Gavel took that pitch to the outside, was able to get outside the defense, break away for a first down. It's going to be imperative for Highland tonight to contain the outsides. If you do not contain, it is going to be all over for Highland's defense. Got to keep guys on the inside.
So 1st and 10 from, it looks like, about the 34-yard line of Corona. Helt under center. He's going to hand it off again, and he'll be stopped behind the line for a loss by a plethora of Highland players.
Jacob Wood again showing off that strength, getting through, penetrating, and shutting down the run in its tracks. Getting a stop like that on first down is huge in these type of games where a team is trying to run the ball. If you can gain some momentum, it'll push you over the edge, make it a lot easier.
Second and 11. Rolling left, going deep. Let's see if they call that a completed pass. It looks like they're going to call it incomplete. Helt looking for the receiver down the field. Third down and 11 now.
Big down here for the Highland Hawks. Third down.
Held in the shotgun. He's got 2 to his left and 3 to his right. In the pocket, finds a receiver, but it looks like he's stopped short of the first down. Connected with Kobe Marion, the senior, out of the slot, but unable to convert for the first down. It's 4th and 3. Let's see what Corona does here. It looks like they're going to keep their offense on the field, but now the punt team looks to be coming on from the east sideline for Corona, so it'll look like Highland will get the ball after a short drive for the Aztecs.
First chance to see Connor Cullimore get the ball here, the talented running back.
Cullimore will catch it in the air, and he's got room to run. Working through the pile, he's got space, and he's stopped at about the 48-yard line of Highland. Good field position for Mason Trail and company to start off for the Hawks.
Yeah, Cullimore really showed some nice patience on that return, able to find the hole, run through it, get to midfield, set his offense up with some really nice field position here for their first drive.
As you mentioned, Alex, Cullimore, the number 62 running back in Arizona per Arizona Central in the 2019 class. And now we'll see Mason Trail in the gun. Looks like he's going to fake the handoff and go deep down the field. That was Cullimore that they were looking to find. Incomplete, no flag on the play. It looked like there might have been a little bit of holding. The fans wanted it for Highland, but no flag.
Yeah, going for the home run on the first play, you like to see that. However, Connor Cullimore gets boxed in by 2 Corona del Sol defenders. A really tough play for Cullimore. It looked like there could have been some contact before the ball got there. Tough call for the officials there. And here comes up second down.
A lot of confidence there by new head coach Brock Farrell to send his junior quarterback out there and give him the deep ball on the first play. Now it's 2nd and 10 from the 50. Trail, play action over the middle, incomplete.
Interesting first couple plays from new head coach Brock Farrell, a team that has really talented running backs, has elected to throw on their first 2 downs.
Was looking for Tyrus, goes by Ty Bryant on that play, number 3. 3rd and 10 now for the Hawks. Trail in the gun, he's got a running back to his right and 3 receivers also to his right. Rolls right now. Steps up and incomplete. So a 3 and out, it looks like, for the Hawks on their first offensive drive of the season.
You would imagine that on the first drive you'd want to attack with your best players, but it seems like Highland's trying to exploit some matchups on the outside and throw the ball down the field. Not too much success in the first drive. We'll see if Mason Trail can rebound and keep it going on the next drive.
So the punting unit for the Hawks out on the field now.
Yeah, Austin McNamara getting another chance here. Number 6 ranked punter in all of the nation. This kid's going to be Division I football player in the next few years. Really, really talented. We'll see if he can pin the Aztecs deep in their own territory.
McNamara ready and punts. A short punt. Doesn't look like Corona's going to play it. We'll let it bounce. And it's a good bounce for Highland. And they will down it around the 5-yard line.
That is exactly how you draw it up for a punter. High kick, not a lot of spin on the ball. It's able to bounce, roll just inside the 5-yard line. You can't draw it up any better for a punter right there, making an impact on the game.
And like you said, Alex, that's why McNamara, the number 6 punter in the nation. Corona will get its second opportunity on offense deep in their own territory. It'll be Ryan Helt again, the quarterback. He's a junior for Corona. Looks like he's in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to his left and 3 to his right. Nobody in the backfield with him. Looking deep down the field, and he's got a man, but it's incomplete. Helt looking deep down the field for number 12, Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah, there appeared to be a miscommunication there on that deep ball from the Highland secondary, but got away with one there as the ball is slightly overthrown.
2nd and 10 now from the 5-yard line for Corona del Sol. .9:02 remaining here early in this first quarter of the first game of the year for Corona and for Highland. Helt in the gun again. Looks like a screen play to his left. He's got a man who completes to, but he is tackled by 5 or 6 Hawks over on the far sideline.
Yeah, gang tackle. You love to see that. Tate Stevens led the charge there. This Highland group, they're going to have to get hats on the ball if they want to keep these guys down and keep them pushed down to their edge of the field. Great defense by Highland there.
3rd and 6 now for Corona. Helt in shotgun formation again 2 to his left and 3 to his right. He looks left, trying to go deep again down the left sideline. Incomplete, and it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, it seems both these teams today going for the home runs. Corona already has missed on 3 deep balls that appeared to be open, and Highland obviously had the one on their first drive where Cullimore may or may not have been held. But these teams clearly trying to test the secondaries of their opponents, and so far, no dice either way.
So for the 3rd straight drive, we will see the punt team for either team. Corona will punt from their own end zone. It looks like Highland has a receiver around the 45. A low punt for Corona. It looks like Highland will let it bounce, and it's going to take a Corona bounce back to the 42-yard line of Highland.
And clearly trying to keep the ball away from Connor Cullimore there. The low line drive punt makes it very difficult for the return man to get his hands on the ball and make a play. Smart play by Corona there, keep the ball out of the talented returner's hands.
Mason Trail and company will get their 2nd try tonight on the offensive side of the ball. On that first drive, 3 and out. Looks like Trail's going to set up in the shotgun formation with a back behind him. And he'll give Cullimore to the left side. Scratch that, it was Jacob Wood to the left side.
So just like that, one handoff on the ground, Highland busts off a solid gain. Going to be key for them to continue to attack the running game. This Corona defense may only be able to hand, especially at more and more plays, more and more hits, running plays, wear this defense down, and then hit them where it hurts.
2nd and 3 now for Trail. Cullimore in motion. They'll hand it off to him. He takes some steps into the backfield, but he's able to make up that ground. Might have lost 2 or 3 yards, but
back-to-back plays, Wood and then Cullimore trying to bust things to the outside. A lot of east and west running. In order to gain significant yards, it's going to be key for them to start putting a foot in the ground, charging upfield, running north-south. It's going to be the only way to get first downs consistently.
So far early on in the first, neither team's on offense able to get much going. 3rd and 5 now from the 46-yard line of the Hawks. Looks like they like Mason Trail under the gun. A man to his left, 2 receivers at each side. Trail's got time in the pocket. Hit hard, but completed to number 7, Tanner Lunt. Looks like they got the first down, so a new set of downs for Highland.
It's incredible concentration by Lunt there to catch that ball, take that big punishing hit, and hold on to it. First down Hawks, their first one tonight. We'll see if they can keep it rolling.
Certainly Brock Farrell would like to march the ball down the field and into the end zone to set the tone early on in this game as they give to, looks like Jacob Wood. Gets 5 or 6 yards and then is tackled around the 39-yard line.
Yeah, this big Corona offensive line anchored by left tackle Caleb Allen. They have been getting a great push at the line so far. We'll see if they can keep that going, keep pushing this team down the field, and hopefully get Highland the first points of the night.
Trail under center, looks like number 8 in motion for the Hawks. That's Mo. Trail going deep. He's got a man. It looked like he was held, however. They might call it pass interference intended for either Cullimore or Lunt. Can't tell if that's a 1 or a 7 on the jersey there.
But
either way, yeah, we do definitely need a spotter up here, but either way, it'll be a penalty on Corona. Pass interference against the defense, and the Hawks will make up lots and lots of yardage there.
Easy call there for the referees. I mean, jersey grab from behind. No referee out there is really going to miss that. Nice play by Highland to sell it, and big gain there. Keep working their way down the field.
So 2 first downs now for Highland, one by way of a pass and the other by way of a pass interference penalty on Corona. Trail's ready now in the gun with a man to his left who he hands off to. That's number 2, Dayton Huffman. Plays corner on defense, but also versatile on offense there in the backfield.
Yeah, and this Highland team going to utilize a plethora of talented backs in the backfield, mixing it up. You saw they brought Cullimore in the motion earlier. They're going to find a lot of different ways to get these guys the ball in space and allow them to work.
A gain of 6 there for Highland, marching down the field. The Hawks now at the 18-yard line of Corona into the red zone. Trail hands off to Cullimore, who gets a couple yards to the outside but is then stopped by a barrage of Aztecs. 3rd and 5 now for Highland. Great atmosphere here tonight in Gilbert at Highland High School. Stands packed on this side for Highland. Plenty of fans on the east sideline as well for Corona. Trail hands off to the back. Looks like Cullimore, who gains a couple of yards. Good enough for the first down. A nice piece of running there by Connor Cullimore, shifting through the defensive line of Corona.
Keep feeding that ball to Cullimore, and it looks like they may be trying to set something up for a one-on-one on the outside against these DBs who have already been beat multiple times and had to really resort to some grabbing to keep from big plays in the passing game. So we'll see if new starting quarterback Mason Trail can take advantage of that and put some points on the board.
Deep ball in the corner maybe in the books for Highland. Trail in the gun. We got a stoppage of play here.
Some illegal.
Delay a game on Trail and the Highland offense. So they'll lose 5 yards. 3rd and 15 now.
Yeah, first quarter with a new coach, new regime. Could be a little bit of miscommunications there, but going to need to clean that up if this team wants to put points on the board.
Big cheer from the crowd for the Hawks marching band as Trail is ready. 2 to his right, 1 to his left. Trail looking right, and he's got a man, and he's down in the backfield, sacked. Looks like number 8, Isam Zrek, there for Corona.
Yeah, nobody can get open down the field in a free run on the block, able to take down Trail.
2nd and 22 now for the Hawks. High snap to Trail, who's rolling right. Gives to the man to his left, and it looks like a good play for the Hawks. They might have a man in the end zone. Cullimore! Touchdown, Hawks!
Almost tried a little Statue of Liberty Boise State style there. Trail rolled out, looking across the field, caught all the Aztec defenders off guard, and then sneaks the handoff to Cullimore. Gets the first touchdown of the year for the Hawks. Big play for superstar Connor Cullimore.
Connor Cullimore, a great job of regaining those lost yards on the delay of game. 6-0 early here for Highland as they get on the board. Just what Brock Farrell was looking for.
Yeah, and the first points of the game, always huge. Put the momentum on your side early.
McNamara's extra point is up and good. 7-0 in favor of the hometown Hawks.
Yeah, and that drive, you love what you saw from the offense there. A lot more balanced of an attack. First drive, 3 passes and out. This time, utilize the running game once again. Get those guys in different situations. Get them the ball. Get them out in space. Connor Cullimore, Jacob Wood, and Dayton Huffman, all big plays on that drive, setting up, and also a play that may be forgotten, a big pass interference penalty against Corona that pushed them way down the field. Again, Corona's deep secondary going to need to step up and not commit any more penalties. Otherwise, Highland's going to pick up a lot more free yards tonight.
Great first drive by the Hawks, like you said, Alex. As they're ready to boot it back away to the Aztecs of Corona del Sol. Corona, as we mentioned in the open, a 4-6 record. Last year in 2016. They were also defeated by these Highland Hawks over at their place in Tempe. Looks like McNamara and the special teams unit is ready to boot it away back to Corona del Sol. McNamara boots it away, and it's going to go through the back of the end zone for the second touchback of the game for McNamara. Corona will set up at their own 20.
So we'll see if this Aztec offense can work their way out of their own territory. They've been buried deep in their own territory in the past 2 drives. The Highland defense has been really tough on the interior, not allowing any penetration of running backs into the second level.
You know, and without a spotter up here, it's been difficult to tell who's been doing what, Alex.
No doubt about that.
Those bright orange numbers on those white jerseys of Corona. Ryan Helt takes the snap, goes to his right, complete with room. That's number 12, Ricky Pearsall.
So again, Corona throwing the ball to the outside, and once again, able to bust outside. Ricky Pearsall, a key contributor back from last season for Corona, has been able to bust outside a couple different times tonight. Highland once again needs to keep him inside, keep him off the board.
Helt under center. He's got 3 to his left, gives to the back, who gets jumbled around in the pile but pushed forward for a gain of about 4 or 5.
So a couple positive gains here for Corona, and as Helt rejoins the play, the huddle here, we'll see what he can do as they continue to try to push down the field. Highland's defense was great last year in this matchup. We'll see if they can keep it up again tonight.
Helt snaps, rolls left, finds a man, and he'll get the first down and a little bit more as he rolls forward.
Cullimore making the tackle there, but another Aztec first down. You don't want to let these runners get into the second level. Not a ton of size for Highland in the second level. Need to make sure the running plays stifled at the line of scrimmage or before, otherwise they're going to keep busting off big runs. Look for Tate Stevens, leader of this defense, to keep that going and make a big play here on this drive.
Corona the farthest down towards Highland territory as they've been all game, as Held goes deep looking for a man, and it's intercepted by the Hawks.
Yeah, and a great play there to get underneath the ball. Another bad overthrow from Corona del Sol, and a nice play to get underneath, leap up, and make the two-handed interception, turn the ball over on downs.
Mason Romero on the interception, the first forced turnover of the year for the Hawks. And they'll get the ball back deep into their own territory, Looks like they'll be placed at the 16-yard line. Momentum so far fully in favor of Highland after the touchdown and now the interception. Trail's going to give the ball to Cullimore, who shifts right and gets about 11. A new set of downs for the Hawks.
Once again, a nice push on that left side of the line, running behind the big dogs up front. They'll keep pushing first downs if they keep handing that ball off.
Trail in the gun. Play action looking over the middle of the field, completes to his tight end. That's number 9, Riley Bond, his first reception on the season. Looks like Bond's a little bit shaken up.
Yeah, Bond is a load to bring down. 5'11", 242 pounds.
Tackled a little low and he's limping on the sideline. Might be a knee injury. Looks like he's favoring that left knee. We'll have to see if he's okay. Trail on the offense, march on. Cullimore in motion, they're going to stop the play. Looks like a timeout taken by Highland.
Here's Brock Farrell wants to talk it over with his offense briefly here as they start their third drive of the night. And so far, a solid second drive here. First drive a little bit tough with 3 incomplete passes. Bounce back really strong with a long drive. And they've done well so far here. Got to keep making plays in the running game. The offensive line continue to be key. And these different running backs, Cullimore, Wood, and Huffman, as we mentioned, along with some of these talented receivers, getting them the ball in space will allow them to be really, really successful on offense.
So head coach Brock Farrell uses the first of his timeouts with 1 minute and 49 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Again, the score is 7-0 if you're just joining us. Connor Cullimore, a nice run on the Statue of Liberty-esque play on the last drive for Highland. Trail ready now. He's got 2 receivers to his left. Cullimore in motion. It looks like they fake the give and Trail on the QB sneak loses a couple of yards.
Yeah, the defense smart read there to see that Trail kept that ball. Surprisingly, it's the first time he's kept it tonight, and they bottle that up quickly in the interior. Look for them to keep feeding the ball to Cullimore here. I can't say it enough. This guy's the most talented player on this offense.
Trail ready in the gun. Looks right, fakes, and he's going to take off on his own. Trail gains 2 or 3 yards. Third down and 9.
Unless that was a design, that looked like another somewhat miscommunication there. It looked like Trail was looking for a receiver on the right side in the flat. He didn't have one, had to pull it down, improvise a little bit. He ends up getting just a yard or 2. And a tough third down and long here.
Looks like Farrell likes Trail out of the shotgun. Trail pressure, but completes over the middle. And that's Riley Bond, his second reception of the game. Good to see him back in the game. Looks like that left knee is just fine.
Yeah, you got to shake it off, get back in the game. You got to love that out of a tight end. like a young Rob Gronkowski out there running down the middle of the field.
And like you mentioned, Alex, Bond, a big boy. Highland working quickly down the field. Trail ready. There's a flag on the play as Trail completes down the sideline.
Looks like could be a couple different penalties here as a flag came in late in the middle of the field.
As we await the penalty, a big shout out to UCI Realty, one of our premium sponsors tonight.
As well as a Legacy Funeral Home, Allen Family Medicine, Desert Family Medicine, and Nathan T. Davis. Thank you all so much. And go Hawks. I don't know.
It's like an offensive penalty. They're going to move Highland back 5. Second and 15 now, the official spotting of the ball. And you know, for Brock Farrell and these Hawks, you'd really like to get a win out of the gates here to get your season rolling in the right direction. As Trail gives to Cullimore, who has stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
And you know that any new coach wants to start off their regime with a win. First year on the job, really important to get the fans going on the right way, keep people interested and excited in your program, and keep people buying into what you're selling. Right now, the team has come out well so far. As we wrap up the first quarter here, the Highland Hawks lead Corona del Sol Aztecs 7-0.
Well, again, if you're Coach Farrell, that's what you chalk up. You want to go on the board first, have the lead after the first quarter. Obviously, he'd like to go into the half with the lead as he gets the ball. That's the start of the second half. Back here at Highland High School before the start of the second quarter. Both teams will flip sides of the field. Trail now finds a man down the field. That's Jacob Wood, who's streaking down the sideline, and he's stopped inside the 5-yard line.
Man, Jacob Wood, they set up the screen for him there. A lot of fake. Dayton Huffman came in motion to the left. They fake it to him, throw the screen short, Jacob Wood, and Jacob Wood shows off some incredible speed there. Hustles down the field, gets cut down just before the end zone, and Highland has a great first and goal opportunity here. Looking to punch in another touchdown.
Great job there by Trail, getting rid of the ball under pressure. Completing to Wood, who streaks through the Corona defense and inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. Trail gives to Cullimore, who punches it in for a Highland Hawks touchdown.
I think we'll be saying that more than just once this rest of the way this season. Connor Cullimore, as the confetti falls from the stands here, people are very excited. What a way to start out the second quarter, just 28 seconds in.
A great job by Mason Trail. First finding Wood for that big gain, and then a great job by Connor Cullimore, the star running back for this Highland squad, to punch it in there for the second touchdown. Now we'll see Austin McNamara for the extra point. Up and good.
Yeah, and one thing you can't underestimate here as the McNamara makes the score 14-0 is the poise of Mason Trail. His first career start tonight, taking over the offense here at Highland. And in 2 of 3 drives, he's been able to punch the ball in the end zone. If he can keep that going, it's hard to get a guy off the field who's putting the ball in the end zone. Great job by Highland so far.
As you said, Alex, a great way to start the second quarter. You know, for Corona, not really so far able to stop this Highland offense. You see any holes in there by chance?
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like this defense has been unable to. They seem to be confused about who's getting the ball. I mean, Highland using a lot of trickery. Brock Farrell trying to throw this defense off guard by using a lot of motion. They line their running backs out in the slot, and they're bringing them in motion, and it's really throwing wrenches in what the defense is planning to do when you don't know where the ball's going, which direction it's going. And on that screen pass, it was an amazing trick by Mason Trail to get him wide open. Jacob Wood took it all the way to the house.
McNamara ready to send it deep. We'll go through the back of the end zone. What a surprise. Really no surprise.
Yeah, that's 3 for 3 McNamara tonight. Kicks out of the back of the end zone.
Corona will once again start from their own 20-yard line. Now the teams have flipped sides. It might give us a little bit of a better chance to give you some names for these Aztecs. Once again, Ryan Helt, the quarterback. Helt rolling left, completes to the sideline. It looks like number 24, Tim Luscombe, on the completion. Or excuse me, 14, Kobe Marion.
Yeah, Kobe Marion, an extra E on the name there, similar to Kobe Bryant.
Two of my favorite basketball players growing up kind of meshed into that name. Kobe Bryant, obviously the great Laker, and longtime Phoenix Sun, Sean Marion, the Matrix.
Sean Marion is your second favorite NBA player?
Not second, one of my favorite growing up.
Okay.
Corona setting up now. Held, pressured, and completed. Number 22, Brandon Gavel on the reception. 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, short 3rd down. You'd imagine here Corona wants to put the ball through the middle of the defense. However, this front four for Highland has been dominant throughout, led by Noah Evans in the middle at D tackle. We'll see if they can keep pushing Corona back on this critical 3rd and 1.
Hand off to the left side. Again to number 22, Brandon Gavel. Play blown dead. Play good enough for a Corona 1st down. Again, we mentioned before, a great atmosphere here in Gilbert Highland High School. They really know how to do it here. Brand new seats put in on the bleachers. Field freshly painted, nothing like the first game of the high school football season. Looks like the officials are going to stop the play. As Corona takes its first timeout of tonight's ball game. We remind you the score: the Hawks 14, the Aztecs nothing.
Obviously down here in the East Valley, a lot of talented football players. It's really tough for some of these schools, especially in a city like Gilbert, where there's a lot of new families moving in, a lot of schools opening up. It's tough to compete. Highland has really tried to usher in a new era across the whole program. New locker room put in, lots of new elements added in, these seats out in front of us here. for the season ticket holder, for fans that get actual seats over the bleachers. And this is really interesting. This could be a turning point for the Highland Hawks program overall, and we'll see if they can keep it going the rest of the way this season. This could be a big year for Brock Farrell in his first season coming over from Shadow Mountain.
Looks like we're ready to get going again. Ryan Helt in the gun. He's got two receivers to his right and one to his left who's in motion. Helt looking deep down the sideline. He might have a play, and it looks like it's completed and out of bounds at the 30 of Highland.
So Corona finally able to hit on one of those deep balls. They've been consistently getting open down the field. Helt finally able to connect on one there.
Josh Webb, number 30 on the reception there for Corona, a junior, 5'8", 140.
First time we've heard Webb's name. Really impressive to hang on to that ball, especially with his small stature, and he's in the face of a big hit there by the sideline.
Corona now with the big play. They are into Highland territory on the 28-yard line. Helt gives it the back. And it looks like negative yardage there for Corona.
Yeah, again, the penetration up the middle from this defensive line has been the key tonight to holding back this Corona running game. If Highland keeps it up, Corona's not going to be able to gain any yards down the field consistently.
Tim Westcombe on the carry there for the Aztecs. Unable to get anything going. Helt with 3 to his right and 2 to his left will have the play blown dead. A flag. Let's see what the penalty is.
So it looks like a false start here against the Aztecs. And a second down and long now for Corona.
2nd and 17 to be exact. Corona with the same package as before. 3 to the right and 2 to the left of Helt, who was looking for a man over the middle, incomplete. Almost intercepted by Highland.
Yeah, Brandon Gavel, again, the intended receiver there. It looked like the ball just tipped off his hands, nearly picked off by Highland.
The way the game is going for Corona, certainly are lucky that Highland didn't pick that ball off. The last thing you want to do is be down by 3 possessions going into halftime.
This play, once again, going to come down to Highland's secondary. Corona's been trying to test them down the field throughout this game. And obviously with 17 yards to go for the first down, they're going to have to throw it down the field. Highland's secondary going to be key on this stop.
Helt rolling right. He's got pressure. Let's go deep, and he completes. Scratch that, incomplete. It looked like the receiver held on. Unable to hold on after spinning around.
So Collimore
on the coverage.
Collimore in there to break that one up there for Highland. A great play there. It looked like they had another defense beat there by Corona. Collimore coming in for the save at the end, knocked that ball loose. And they appear to be going for it here on 4th down and 17.
Yeah, 4th and 17 here for Corona, and it looks like the Aztecs want to take a chance here.
Gutsy.
The snap to Helt. He's pressured. Finds a man on the near sideline. That's Ricky Pearsall, but not enough for the first down. They will turn it over on downs, and the Hawks will take over around the 30, 35-yard line.
That play did a nice job of containing there. Tried to, again, throw the ball to the outside. Nice job downfield as well on 4th down. Keep receivers covered, force a check down, and an easy tackle well short of the first down marker. So we'll see what Mason Trail and this offense have in store here on this drive.
Trail play action finds a man to his left. He's got space to run. And Highland's got a first down. That's Noah Burdick on the reception there. Wide receiver also plays cornerback for these Highland Hawks.
And Burdick, another player out of that talented junior class for this Highland team. Class of 2019 really could be fun to watch over the next couple seasons. A lot of those guys playing key roles for the Hawks.
Not even all the guys are on the field. You've got some of the injured juniors this year on the sideline.
Well, Cooper Holman is a key. He's a big guy, 6'3", 215, tight end and defensive end. Guy's really effective, dislocated shoulder, but he'll be back hopefully in the next couple weeks. Really interesting to see what he'll bring when he gets back on the field.
It's fun to think what this team is going to be able to do at full strength if they can continue this type of success that they've had in the first half against other teams the rest of the season. Trail ready now in shotgun formation. The give to Cullimore. Scratch that, Jacob Wood on the big run. Way into Corona del Sol territory.
Yeah, Jacob Wood's got some scary breakaway speed, and he gets out in the open field, and he is hard to bring down. Another big gain and setting up his offense with some great field position. Highland looks like they're going to be able to knock on the board and score possibly right away here. Thank you.
Trail and shotgun. Sends a man in motion, gives to Cullimore, who gets about 5 yards to the 10-yard line, it looks like.
This two-headed monster of Cullimore and Jacob Wood this season is going to be fun to watch. These guys have been getting the ball and busting off big gains. I think these guys are going to be known across the East Valley by the end of this season.
As you look for if you're Brock Farrell and this team, offensive output, and they've had the defensive output on the other end. Man in motion for Highland. Play action.
Direct snap to Cullimore, and he's in for a Highland touchdown.
Well, I'm glad you got that, partner, because it threw me off. The direct snap to Cullimore, his third touchdown of the game.
I mean, there's not much more you can say about Connor Cullimore tonight. He's been everywhere. He's been all over the field defensively and offensively, putting points on the board in back-to-back drives now. This game has the makings of potentially turning into a rout here unless Corona del Sol can turn it around. And as I say that,
a botched snap on the extra point. So Austin McNamara won't be able to convert after the hold is dropped. So the score stays at 20-0. Regardless, what a drive by the Highland Hawks. They really did a great job marching the ball down the field. Like you said, Alex, with Wood and Cullimore, that two-headed monster.
I mean, the way these guys are able to just bust off big runs, get into the second level and the third level, and then just blow by the guys in the secondary and get big plays. If they can keep that up, I'm not sure if there's anybody in this league who can stop this offense.
And that's what they like to do here. They like to run the ball. Brock Farrell. Nice to have those two big offensive weapons on your side. Obviously, Cullimore on defense plays as well. As does Jacob Wood, a safety and a linebacker respectively. As Austin McNamara is back out on the field with the kicking team, and I would bet this one goes through the back of the end zone.
And I won't challenge you on that. And there it is. 4 for 4 on the day, Austin McNamara. That one almost made it to Chandler, it seemed like. So with 7:27 remaining in this second quarter, the Hawks already built up a 20-0 lead. Really going to be tough for Corona. This drive is going to be key. They need to put some points on the board. Otherwise, like I said, this game could easily sputter out of control, and Highland could take a pretty insurmountable lead. But we'll see what Ryan Helt has in store on this drive.
Helt looking left, and miscommunication there.
He was looking for Pearsall again there on the outside, the receiver. He continues to target him, but there appeared to be, those guys need to get a little bit more in sync. As Pearsall is going deep, Helt tried to throw that one short.
Pearsall looks to be the guy that Corona has the most trust in. Helt looks to be finding Pearsall pretty often here early in this game, as there's a flag on the play there.
And this is a symptom of a lot of first games of the season, a lot of penalties, the offense getting set up, running through formation the first time in a live regular season setting.
A false start there.
Yep. Guys are a little bit jittery, a little bit excited. Your first game of the year, you're going to jump a little bit early, maybe line up a little bit out of position.
2nd and 15 now for Ryan Helt and the Corona del Sol Aztecs. Held with 2 to his right and 3 to his left. In shotgun formation, completes to Pearsall, who is tackled by 2 Hawks. Number 22, Mason Romero, and number 24, Hunter Short on the tandem tackle there for the Hawks. Nicely done there by both Romero and Short to stop Pearsall in his tracks. 3rd down and 6 now for Corona, as Corona's offensive woes continue here. They'll look to convert. Helt rolling to his right, completes to a man on the right side of the field. Stopped by Highland. Romero on the tackle. And Tate Stevens makes his way into the broadcast. First time we've been able to say his name. Scratch that, we've talked about him before. Made a nice play on defense early in the first quarter. Another flag on the play there. Looks like another false start on Corona, so they'll back up 5 yards for the second time on the drive. And Alex, if you're head coach John Bechtold for Corona del Sol and you're going to the locker room down 20-0 or even more, what are you telling your team?
Well, it's very simple. You got to tell these guys at this point, whether you may or may not get back in this game. Obviously, the key is to focus on getting back in the game. You got to play for pride, though, out here. You don't want to go out your first game of the year and get trounced by an opponent, especially an opponent you're so familiar with. You want to come out, play your game, and compete. And right now, they're just not competing. You need to get a little bit more fire, a lot better communication on the Corona side. Both teams actually a little bit more communication. Corona's definitely had some more miscues tonight so far, though. So if I'm Coach Bechtold, I'm just hammering into these guys. Need to continue to communicate and play with poise.
That last pass completed to Pearsall. This one's 2nd and 9, as that one's completed across the field, and Corona will gain some yardage back. Jalen Johnson on the tackle for the Hawks. Again, it's really hard to see those bright orange numbers on those white jerseys down there on the field.
You've done a great job so far, Jordan.
We're trying up here. Regardless of who caught the ball, it's a 1st and 10 for Corona. A ball on the left side of the field completed. Looks like that's Pearsall. Might have enough for the first down. It is Pearsall.
And you got to give some credit to this Highland secondary tonight. They've been forcing Ryan Helt to continue to check it down and throw the ball short, not able to hit on his deep throws. He's connected on just one throw down the field so far. Everything else, he's dink and dunked this defense. And the key for Highland tonight, they've just been able to bend. They have not broken yet. We will see if the Aztecs can break through and finally push and get some points on the board.
Helton shotgun, 3 to his right, 2 to his left. Passing complete, not sure who that was intended for there for Helt.
And that's a play really similar just a few plays ago. It appeared Pearsall saw something deep and just went for it on the go route and once tried to throw it short from Helt, incomplete. If those two get on the same page, it could be scary for Highland. Pearsall was a key performer last year as a sophomore. So big 3rd and 1 here for Corona. We'll see what Ryan Helt has in store.
Helt rolling to his right. Looks like he's going to take it himself. Might have enough for the first down. 3rd and 1. Let's see if they give it to him or bring out the chains here.
Yeah, Helt showing off some mobility there. Does a nice job. Slides maybe just a bit short.
Looks like they're just a bit short there. 4th and 1 or maybe even inches.
Fourth down and 1. This is where heroes are made.
Let's see what head coach Bechtold has under his sleeve. Looks like they got it as the back dives forward. We'll see where they mark the ball.
Gavel again, Brandon Gavel, the handoff. He did a nice job to leap and put that ball out there, but I'm not sure if he put it out over the first down marker.
They're going to give it to Highland. A turnover on downs, the 2nd of the game for Corona.
And that is a tough break for the Aztecs. You thought you had it on the outside there, and Gavel appeared to slip, try to put the ball out, and comes up just short. Another turnover on downs for the Aztecs. And with 4:26 remaining in this half, there's no doubt Highland could easily put another touchdown in on the board here. And if they can do that and go into the half with a 27, 28, or 26-0 lead, it could be really problematic for Corona in the ability to come back in the second half.
I mean, the way this Highland team has been playing, you punch one in with Wood or Cullimore, as they may here. Not a touchdown, but some big gain. That's number 2, Dayton Huffman.
And Huffman done a nice job as that third guy with Wood and Cullimore getting all the attention. He's busted off some nice runs today. We'll see what the flag is here. It's going to be a hold against the Hawks. Tough break there, but going to happen on some of these running plays. It'll push Highland back to the 30-yard line.
But again, if you have Wood and you have Cullimore, also Huffman, Highland is easily capable of getting a couple big plays here, getting the ball into the end zone, and maybe causing a 3-and-out.
Oh, I mean, they've shown the ability.
Scoring a second time in 4 minutes. Definitely doable as Trail is looking deep down the field. Completes to Cullimore over the middle into Corona territory. Down at the 47-yard line of the Aztecs.
Great leaping grab by Connor Cullimore. Looked like an NFL wide receiver going over the middle there. Does a nice job. Concentration is key there to leaping up, catching the ball, knowing that some guys are coming in, trying to blow your head off there. Great job to call it in, get down. However, it appears to be another penalty flag against the Hawks. This one for ineligible man downfield is what appears to be the call.
Well, we'll do it again, and it'll be 1st and 26 now for the Hawks. Trail alone in the backfield. 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Trail looking, firing down the field. Almost had a man on the far sideline. Looked like Noah Burdick laying out to try to make the play, unable to.
So Trail had a receiver there, just missed him a little bit deep. That would have been a very big play. We'll see what they have queued up for 2nd down and very long here.
Trail in the backfield with Cullimore.
There's Mo motioning out to the right on the outside.
Trail to give to Cullimore. Up the gut for a couple of those yards back. 3rd and 18 now on the gain of 8.
So you'd have to think that the receivers here are going to be key. Tanner Lunt and Elliott Moe on the outsides, trying to throw the ball down the field here. We'll see what Mason Trail has in store for us.
3rd and 18. Trail looking to his right, throwing the long ball. It's going to be out of bounds, however, intended for number 7, Tanner Lunt. 4th down now for Highland. Looks like Brock Farrell will have no hesitation in sending out the punting unit here with 2:46 remaining in the half.
Yeah, you know what? This is actually a smart move by Farrell here, but with 2:46 left, the way the defense is played, you get a quick stop, force them to punt it or even turn it over on downs again. You could potentially be set up with some really nice field position with a minute 15 left, and an opportunity to put together a last drive here.
Austin McNamara back to punt for Highland. And if he can do what he did on his last punt and pin these Aztecs deep in their own territory, we might be in for something here. McNamara, the punt, it's a high punt, not very far. Fair catch waved for, they're gonna let it drop. And it's gonna take a big Highland bounce inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, that was a misread from Corona there. Should have been a fair catch just before in between the 25 and the 30-yard line. Instead, the ball takes a Highland bounce, ends up rolling inside the 10. That'll help Austin McNamara's stats there and help him move up the rankings as one of the top punters in the nation.
So Corona del Sol now with their quarterback Ryan Helt. 2:33 left in the half to do something. Again, Corona got the ball first in this game, so Highland will have the ball coming out of the half. Helt alone in the backfield, 2 to his right, 3 to his left, looking right, pump fakes, and then completes to a man on the far sideline. Gain of about 5.
Yeah, Hunter Short made that big hit there, one of the captains of this defense, a guy that has been influential throughout the offseason, getting this team ready, and makes a nice play there with a big hit.
Helt again, 2 to his right, 3 to his left. Helt looking down the field, pump fakes, pitches the ball for a small gain there.
Nice improvisation by Helt there. Again, his receiver's not getting any separation down the field. Does a nice job to shovel that off to Gavel and get a Corona 1st down.
1st and 10 now for the Aztecs. Helt play action, rolling to his left, completes to a man out to his left, who is unable to get much yardage as 3 Hawks in there for the tackle, one of which, number 42, Tate Stevens.
Yeah, Tate Stevens wearing number 42, another number 42 really successful in the state of Arizona wearing number 4. Pat Tillman, linebacker at Arizona State, obviously goes on to be a great linebacker with the Arizona Cardinals, and then no doubt an American hero 42, a great number for a defense player. Tate Stevens living up to the bill so far.
Helt looking to his right, completes to a man. He'll have a little bit more to run, and he gets out of bounds out around the 34-yard line of Corona. Tackled by Connor Cullimore on that defense.
Yeah, missed tackle there. You can't have that. A nice job breaking out of it, getting first down yardage. Corona trying to put together a 2-minute drill here and put some last-minute points on the board.
Helt under the gun again. 3 to his right, 2 to his left. Looking left, going deep, that's Pearsall. Unable to make the play, slipped right out of his fingers. Pearsall can't believe that he couldn't hang on. That could have been a touchdown.
Oh, I think it more than likely would have been a touchdown. Pearsall had more than one step and was running hard. That is a tough play for a receiver. Just a lack of concentration, seeing the ball all the way through the process of the catch into your hands. Tough play for Pearsall and the Aztecs.
1:06 remaining here in the half. Again, 20-0 in favor of the home Highland Hawks on this season opener, Friday Night Lights, here at Highland High School. Corona del Sol looking to put something together before the end of the half. Helt looking left. Intended for Pearsall again, incomplete, overthrew him. Pearsall coming across the field. Helt unable to connect.
Get out of here.
Helt again. Looking to his left, has got a scramble, being pressured. He'll find Pearsall on the near sideline. A flag flies in late.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that flag could be for. Possibly be a late hit as Pearsall slid to make that catch.
Doesn't look like anybody's getting up over down there.
That was Huffman making the tackle for the Hawks.
We'll wait to see what the penalty is here, but before we find out, another big shout out to UCI Realty. Alex, why don't you take those?
A
Those
Legacy
shout-outs.
Funeral Home, Allen Family Medicine, Desert Family Medicine, and Nathan T. Davis. Once again, thanks to all our platinum sponsors.
Corona backed up even more in their own territory. Looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 24-yard line. Just 53 seconds remain in this first half. 3rd down and 18 for the Aztecs.
You'd have to imagine the ball's going to have to get thrown down the field here with just under a minute left and the long 3rd down.
Not much of a running game here today for Corona. A lot of it's been through the air. Helt rolling right, looking down the field, completes to the right side of the field. Short, however, not enough for the first down. It'll be 4th and 2 or 3, it looks like.
Tate Stevens led the group of Hawk defenders there coming in, stopping that ball just short of the marker. And it'll be another big 4th down and 1. And it appears Corona has called timeout, talk it over before this crucial play.
35 seconds remaining in the first half. And if you're Brock Farrell and you're up 20-0 going into the locker room at the end of the first, if I'm Brock Farrell, I'm a pretty happy camper.
No doubt about that. Farrell has to be excited by the way his team has played, specifically his defense. I mean, offense, obviously you have to love 20 points in the first half, but a shutout through the first half and the way his defense has rallied to the football, kept the offense contained for Corona, and kept all the points off the board. If they keep playing like this, I'm not sure if Corona will be able to find any points tonight.
Again, 20-0 here, 35 seconds remaining in the first half. After the whistle, Ian Riles will have the halftime report. Ryan Helt under center. Fakes the handoff and goes to his right. As on 4th and 1, the Aztecs convert, 29 seconds remaining in the half.
And that looks like the play there, the Spider 2 wide banana Andrew Luck was so well known for, with discussing with John Gruden during his QB camp on ESPN. The old play action, tight end or fullback rolls into the flat, and an easy little dump off there for a nice gain and a first down. Luck mowed down college teams with the same play.
Held looking for another deep ball. Pearsall might have been intercepted. Let's see if they... And it is an interception. Highland will get the ball back with 13 seconds remaining in the half, ending any hopes by the Aztecs of getting on the board before that halftime whistle.
And another ball from Helt with a lot of air underneath it, and a nice play by Dayton Huffman to come underneath and make that interception. Again, targeting Ricky Pearsall down the field, and Helt unable to connect. And Highland will go into the half here more than content with at least a 20-0 lead.
Highland will not kneel the ball out before the half. Trail in shotgun, pressured early, completes to Cullimore, who gets a first down, but that will likely be all that they get before the half. It's like the clock will stop at 4 seconds, and Brock Farrell is going to take a timeout right before the half.
So yeah, it appears there'll be one more play left in this half with just 4 seconds on the clock. So obviously you're going to be looking for either a throw to the end zone. Unfortunately, you don't have Joe Flacco back there. He's not going to be able to throw it 70 yards. So you'd have to imagine either the only way to get it in the end zone here would be some sort of trickery, potentially a hook and ladder type situation maybe. They've already utilized some of that Boise State magic earlier tonight with the beautiful Statue of Liberty on the first drive for the first touchdown. But we'll see what Brock Farrell lines up here.
Again, stay tuned with us for halftime. Our man Ian Riles, student here at Highland High School, will have the halftime report after the whistle. Trail and company back out on the field for what should be the last play of the first half. Trail in shotgun, going deep, looking way down the field, and it's going to be intercepted by Corona. And barring an incredible return, this will be the last play of the half. And that it is. So at the half, the first Friday Night Lights game here for Highland High's varsity team. They lead it 20-0. A great job so far, both on offense and on defense for Brock Farrell's squad. We're going to head down to our man Ian Riles with the halftime report. Ian, take it away.
Hello, it's Ian Riles at the Highland High School versus Corona del Sol game. First half was full of exciting plays. To begin the first quarter, Corona received the kickoff, and nothing really happened until 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Highland received a touchdown, and they also got the extra point to make it 7-0. Highland got an interception at 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter, and that ended the first quarter right about there. Nothing else really happened. The beginning of the second quarter, however, Highland comes out with a touchdown. They scored the extra point on that to make it 14-0. Highland gets another touchdown left with 7.5 minutes left in the second quarter, and Corona got a interception just at the end of the second quarter with about 4 seconds left. This has been an entertaining first half. Let's see what happens in the second half. Alex, Jordan, back to you.
Thank you very much, Ian. We appreciate the halftime report. And for the tenure of halftime, we are going to step off the microphone. So see you soon.
We welcome you back in at Highland High School in Gilbert, Arizona. It's cooled off just a little bit here as we start the second half. The Highland Hawks lead the Corona del Sol Aztecs 20-0 in this first game on the new regime of Brock Farrell here at Highland High School.
Yeah, and Farrell couldn't have asked for much more from his first half from his team. A shutout from his defense and 20 points from his offense, including 3 touchdowns by Connor Cullimore. The guy was absolutely phenomenal, played also great defense at free safety. We'll see if he can keep up the good work in the second half as Corona set to kick off.
As you said, Alex, Highland will get the ball up 20-0 at the start of this second half. A chance for Mason Trail and the offensive unit to do some more damage to these Aztecs. The first kickoff of the game for Corona. The Hawks will field it. Looks like Cullimore, the kick returner, and he's got space to run. Cuts to the outside. Streaking down the sideline is Connor Cullimore. And into the end zone to start the second half with a bang.
And right as
The Hawks return the opening kick of the second half for a touchdown.
And Connor Cullimore continues. I mean, just as we were just talking about him, he picks the ball up on the line drive kickoff, finds a couple blocks, takes it down the sideline, uses that elite speed, and takes it to the house. And couldn't have asked for a better start to the second half for Brock Farrell. The momentum continues to roll for these Highland Hawks.
And this has been all game for Cullimore, his 4th touchdown so far. Austin McNamara on for the extra point. Looks like it was tipped at the line, no good. So the score will remain 26-0. The second botched extra point for Highland, but oh my, what an incredible return by Connor Cullimore.
Yeah, I mean, 4 touchdowns today total. He's done it all kinds of different ways. Once again, all you got to do is put the ball in this kid's hands, and he's going to make plays. He's put 4 touchdowns on the board today, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a couple more. This kid is making his mark, starting out the season as one of the top players in the East Valley with this performance. And by the end of the season, I believe Connor Cullimore will be a household name, not only in the East Valley, but in the state of Arizona.
If he keeps up this offensive output and, I mean, even puts half of this into his defense, I absolutely agree with you, Alex. McNamara out again to boot it away to Corona.
Yeah, and maybe this time he'll give him a chance and not kick it out of the back of the end zone, but
No.
I doubt it.
You know, I doubt it too, Alex. If you're just joining us at the half, McNamara on 4 kickoffs has sent it through the back of the end zone all 4 times, and it looks like on the 5th attempt, it will do just the same. Another touchback, the 5th so far for Highland.
So you'd have to imagine at some point here, if this score continues to pile on for Highland, they may start rotating out some of the stars, get some of these younger guys into the game. Guys like Connor Cullimore, you may want to rest them up a little bit. You'd hate to see a guy go down with an injury or something like that potentially with this big of a lead.
You know, you make a great point there, Alex, to see if Cullimore's out there on offense or defense. Corona quarterback Ryan Helt back out there and working again for the Aztecs. He's got 1 receiver to his right, a back to his right, and 3 receivers to his left. Taking his time is Helt. Throws to the man out of the backfield.
Wow.
Who is pushed out of bounds quickly by Highland defender Jacob Wood. He's also made some impact on the offensive side of the ball tonight as well. A couple of big runs for him.
And he laid the wood there on the outside. A nice hit, knocking the Corona del Sol player out of bounds.
Hilt again being pressured in the pocket, throws and completes a pass. Down the sideline. That's number 14,
Kobe Marion. Wood on the tackle again. A nice catch and run there by Marion to get about 20 extra yards from where that play started.
Couple missed tackles, tough there. Connor Collimore on the bench right now, taking a few plays off, I'd imagine. A little bit exhausted after that long kick return. This defense is going to need to step up without him on the field.
Held to the far side of the field. Completed. Looks like that's Marion again. It is Marion. 2nd and 6 now for Corona del Sol as they look to get their first points of the game. Marching down the field at a good pace. Helt alone in the backfield. He's got 4 receivers, goes over the middle. And if that's number 2, that's Matt Serwinski. However, my partner is mentioning that it is number 7, Jerron Revel. Jerron, if you somehow find this broadcast in the future, I apologize for botching your name. Hilt with a man in motion. Hands to the back, who is stopped in the backfield, a loss of about 3.
Late penalty flag flies in here. There could have been some extracurricular activities down there on the far side of the field.
Brandon Gavel, the ball carrier.
He was eaten up immediately behind the line of scrimmage. We'll see what this penalty flag is. It's going to be a dead ball personal foul against the Hawks, so a tough play there. 15-yard penalty. Going to push Corona deep into Highland territory. And Corona will have another opportunity here to try to punch something in, get some momentum going here. Obviously a tough break for the Hawks.
And again, we mentioned the first game of the season, you kind of work out the kinks on the offensive side and the defensive side. A couple of penalties for this Highland defense so far today. Haven't really hurt them as much as this one could.
Well, the defense has been able to overcome their minimal mistakes tonight and come up with some big plays. Obviously, those 2 first-half interceptions, along with some critical stops on 4th down, forcing turnovers on downs. And this defense has been remarkable all night. However, they have to minimize the amount of big plays, especially penalties, ones that are unforced like that. Those could be the death of you as a defense.
Corona with the help of the dead ball personal foul marching into Highland territory. It's safe to say that Corona is not afraid to pass the ball. Completions have come as few and far between, but for this Highland defense, that's just a testament to how well they've played. Of course, Jalen Johnson on the outside as Helt completes over the middle there. That seems to be where most of the Corona passing game success is coming from.
Yeah,
also,
they continue to dump it down short every single play. Highland doing a great job on the second level, making sure that the ball does not go down the field. A little bit of a bend, don't break strategy, and the Highland defense hasn't broken yet.
Also, Tate Stevens, linebacker, in there for Highland. Part of the defensive output as Held goes deep to the right side of the field. There will surely be penalty flags flying in. And there is one that comes into your picture.
almost clearly pass interference, whether it's on the offense or the defense. I would assume that is what the referees are discussing.
Yeah, that was a tough call there on the far side, a jump ball into the corner. And they are picking up the penalty flag. So we'll go against neither team, as they appear to say the two are just jostling for position.
That's an interesting call. A lot of contact. Apparently, the referees ruled nothing illegal.
Sometimes when you got that much pushing going both ways, it's really hard to call one specific player for it. You
Third
have
and
to pick
7
up the
now.
call there.
Held now under the gun. The play action, looking down the field into a plethora of Hawks, almost intercepted. Looks like that one was tipped by Mason Romero. Another one of those Hawks defenders that's been busy on that side of the ball tonight. 4th and 7 for Corona. Corona's going to keep that offensive unit out there, it looks like, as Helt is jogging in from the sideline to the huddle to discuss the play call. Helt 3 to his right, 2 to his left. In shotgun formation alone in the backfield. Helt steps up and he's hit from behind. A flag flies. The ball is loose. It's a fumble. Highland recovers. And we'll have to see what the penalty is here.
There also appears to be an injured Aztec. That is number 85. We don't have a number for him. We weren't given a roster. And it's a penalty against the Aztecs, so the Highland Hawks take over following the fumble.
And for Highland, they still have the ball, but after the fumble, they actually do take a couple of yards into their own territory. Maybe 4 or 5 yards scrambling for the football after the Hawks' recovery. Nonetheless, Mason Trail and the offensive unit featuring the star running back Colin Cullimore back out on the field. Trail, however, alone in the backfield as he finds a receiver on the far side of the field. Makes a couple of moves and is tackled after a gain of 3 or 4 yards. That's Cullimore on the catch.
And we're seeing the theme from this Highland offense tonight. A lot of short screen passes, setting up their talented, speedy ball carriers with the ball in their hands, with blockers out in front of them in space, allowing them to make some plays.
8:33 remaining in the third quarter. The Hawks lead 26-0 over the Corona del Sol Aztecs from Tempe, Arizona. Trail gives up the middle. Enough for a first down. Looks like Dayton Huffman. Huffman, as we mentioned a couple of times in the broadcast, doing a very nice job of complementing both Jacob Wood and Connor Cullimore in that backfield of Highland. Trail to give again, that's to Huffman. Gets a couple of yards and is taken down by a barrage of Aztecs.
Yeah, and Huffman's made his name known not just on offense, but on the defensive end as well, with a key interception in the first half. A nice play to get underneath the ball. Huffman's been a great supporting cast tonight.
Ball's loose, fumble. Corona says they have it. And they do. So a botched snap there
And the Aztecs recover the fumble after the turnover on downs and are practically in the same spot that they turn the ball over on downs.
Yeah, sometimes in a game where a team is up by a decent amount of points like this, it can get a little bit sloppy on both ends. Right there, just a case of not sure what happened with Mason Trail. The ball hits his hands, pops out, and there's a scramble for it, and the Aztecs recover.
Ryan Helt and company back on the field looking deep. Down the near sideline, incomplete. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Intended for Ricky Pearsall down the sideline. Seems like Pearsall is the main target for these Corona del Sol Aztecs. Corona sideline making some noise. Helt receiving signals from his sideline, whistles now. As the Aztecs call their first time out of the quarter. Of the half, excuse me.
I want to take this time to recognize some of our platinum sponsors once again. We have UCI Realty, a Legacy Funeral Home, Allen Family Medicine, Desert Family Medicine, and Nathan T. Davis. Once again, a continued thank you to all of our platinum sponsors here for the Highland Hawks football program.
Looks like they're ready to get back to it on the field. Corona again trailing by 26 to score 26-0. Helt in the pocket, fires, and right through the hands of a sprawling Ricky Pearsall, who was unable to make the catch. 3rd and 10 now.
Yeah, Ricky Pearsall may end up with the most targets of any receiver in week 1 here of Arizona football. Seems like every chance Ryan Helt has to drop back, he's looking for Ricky Pearsall.
The Aztecs working quickly, Helt rolling to his left, fires incomplete. Intended for the fullback, Evan McQueen. McQueen, a senior, 5'11", 205 pounds for the Aztecs. That'll bring up 4th and 10. And it looks like for the 3rd or 4th time tonight, the Aztecs will be keeping the ball in the offense's hands, on a 4th down. Helt alone in the backfield as flags fly.
Yeah, this is a tough spot to punt from the 30-yard line. A little bit too close unless you have a really talented punter. So it makes sense here that they're going to try and push the bill and try to go for it on 4th. However, they're going to get pushed back 5 more yards, so we'll see if that influences Coach Bechtold's decision at all.
So after the penalty, both teams ready to try it again. 4th and 15 now for Corona after the offensive penalty. Held pressured, works his way out of the pocket, but he is taken down with not much of a gain. Highland will take over on downs for the 3rd time tonight.
Jacob Trejo, the DN there, doing a nice job. Helt tried to step up in the pocket, make a play. Trejo did a nice job tracking him down and pulling him down, turning the ball over on downs and giving his Highland offense another shot.
6:55 remaining in the third quarter, 26-0 in favor of the home Highland Hawks. Mason Trail back out there with his offense. Gives to the back. Not sure if that's Cullimore or Wood. Looks like Jacob Wood. On a 9-yard gain, 2nd and 1. Wouldn't be surprised if the Hawks tried to pound another one up the gut to grab the first down. A new set of downs here. About halfway through the third quarter.
With this kind of momentum and this kind of lead, it's easy to just pound the football, keep the ball in your hands. Time of possession will be key coming down the stretch.
Trail play action. Going deep, incomplete. Try to go over the middle to Tanner Lunt, incomplete. Nice job by Trail, mixing up his targets, not really making it easy for Corona to decipher which receiver he's going to go to, really. Trail and shotgun. A man in motion. They'll give it to Wood again, who gets out to about the 48-yard line of the Hawks. That's good enough for a Hawks first down. A new set of downs for Brock Farrell's squad. Trail with a man to his right, 2 to his left. That's Cullimore into the pile. Gain of about 6.
Cullimore continuing to rack up the yards. This guy has been the number one option throughout the game. Keep feeding him the rock. He's going to pick up yardage.
Again, Cullimore doing a great job tonight. 4 touchdowns, 3 of which on the ground, the other by way of a kick return to start the second half. High snap to Trail, gives to Cullimore, who is stopped dead at the 45-yard line. Corona says the ball was fumbled and they're going to give them the ball. Looks like the ball was shaken loose in the pile and Corona recovers. So for this Aztecs team, it seems like they're getting chance after chance, but this Highland defense keeps coming up and denying them the chances that they've been receiving.
Yeah, Brock Farrell's group has looked elite in their first action of the season here in 2017. You'd have to look at these guys as being a tough team to beat going forward as they go into the rest of their schedule.
Hell, rolling right completes to his tight end, Jerron Revel. Again, Jerron, I am sorry if you see this broadcast. Revel, a 6'4 junior, 210. A tight end for Corona del Sol, also plays some defensive line.
Yeah, you'd like to see the quarterback here for Corona throw the ball down the field and try to make some plays in the deep passing game. They've been more successful with that. A lot of these dink and dunks are not working the way they're hoping.
Helt rolling to his left. Completes to Pearsall, who gets the first down and is out of bounds at the Highland 41. And again, there's that name, Connor Cullimore on the tackle.
It's going to be imperative for Highland to make sure that they keep these guys contained. I mean, I've said it throughout the game on the outsides. If they bust it outside, it's easy touchdown, easy points for the opposing team. The guys, the DBs especially on the outside, Jalen Johnson and Hunter Short, have been key tonight, doing that very effectively. They got to keep it up here down the stretch as this team tries to maintain a big lead.
Corona, a man in motion. Helt in the gun. Pressured by Highland, completed. Looks like that's Kobe Marion, who's going to get some yardage and might get into the end zone. but won't. He'll be stopped around the 13-yard line of Highland. A great job by the Hawks defenders of chasing Marion down and keeping this game scoreless.
Yeah, Corona beating Highland at its own game there. A little short screen pass, setting up a ball carrier with a lot of space and blockers in front of him. And he nearly took it to the house.
3:32 remaining in the third quarter. Corona in the red zone. Held completes to Marion, who gets in for the Corona touchdown, and they're finally on the board. It took them about almost 3 full quarters, but Corona gets into the end zone for the first time this season by way of a pass completed from Ryan Helt to Kobe Marion.
Yeah, Marion, great shiftiness there. Makes a move at the goal line and puts the ball into the end zone. A welcome sight for his Corona del Sol teammates. And the extra point is good. Makes it Highland 26, Corona del Sol 7. Beautiful night here in Gilbert, Arizona, as the sun has set completely. It's well into the night, and the lights are all out here. Beautiful lights at Highland High School. Once again, they've pumped a lot of this new money. The excitement of Brock Farrell taking over the regime. They've done a lot to improve all of aspects of this program and really try to make it an attractive destination. Like I said, Gilbert, Arizona, really competitive city for high schools. So many schools compacted into one city. Things like this and having a winning football program can really be a turning point in getting kids to come to the school and improve the school in all aspects, not just on the athletic side.
Well, after this game, the Hawks go on the road for two. They visit Skyline in Mesa next Friday night, 7 o'clock. And then visit Cesar Chavez in Levine, also at 7, the following week. Then they're back at home for a big one against Brophy College Prep.
That'll be a big test at home. Probably their first really, really tough opponent of the year, Brophy College Prep. A tough program.
Little squib kick by Highland. Well, Highland muffed it. Corona recovers, and they might just be back in this game if they can score on this possession, Alex.
That's exactly how you would draw it up for Corona there. The little pooch kick, guy unable to catch it in the front rows of the kick recovery team for Highland. And the Corona del Sol players run down, dive on the ball. Corona looks like they want it more right this second. We'll see if Highland can respond, turn this momentum back around.
And if you're this defense for Highland, you can't let that last drive really get you down, because this team they've got momentum on their side now after that touchdown and after that botched kick return. Highland's really going to have to buckle down and get a stop here. And it looks like on the first play they almost sack the quarterback. But Helt completes down the far sideline.
Yeah, Helt, one thing you can say positively about this guy is he has been really effective at, when in the face of a lot of pressure, which he has been throughout most of the game, to get rid of the ball, get completions, and get first downs.
Helt under center now. 3 receivers to his left, but he gives to the back, who is stopped in the pile. With 2nd and 1 on that play, looks like they got enough for the first down, and it looks like they're going to give it to him 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for Corona del Sol. Held rolling left, sees a man, tipped in the air, almost intercepted, should have been intercepted. Again, targeting Ricky Pearsall.
Jalen Johnson made the big hit there to knock that ball free. Jalen Johnson been one of the top guys in the secondary so far for Highland. Big hit right there to knock the ball loose.
Nicely done on the deep ball by Johnson to not let any more damage be done, at least on this play. 2nd and 10. 26-7 here in Gilbert, Arizona in favor of the hometown Highland Hawks. Helt rolling right. Passes to a man out of the backfield.
Trejo again in there on the tackle, number 54.
Trejo, one of the captains tonight for Highland, was out there for the coin toss.
And an athletic D lineman. This pass rush has been able, they've had a free rusher almost every play, putting a lot of pressure on Helt, but he's done a nice job getting rid of the ball. That was almost dropped there in the backfield. But a nice job by Highland to recover and make the tackle.
Helton shotgun, 3 to his right, 2 to his left, looking right, and that ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage almost. Almost forced a fumble there, did Highland. Pass falls incomplete, however, and it is now 4th and 10 for Corona. From the 20-yard line, looks like they're going to keep their offense out there yet again. No big surprise. Got to put those big points on the board. Helt sheds a tackle, but throws an incomplete pass. Looking to the far side of the field. Goes right through the receiver's hands, falls incomplete, and the Hawks will recover.
Yeah, and Highland defense, not much you could say, and I don't know who you can even give credit to, whether it's the defensive line has been dominant, holding down the middle and not allowing any runs up the middle. The secondary has been shut down, only had one miscue, or a few miscues. Really impressive night overall from the Highland defense.
Mason Trail to give to Dayton Huffman. Huffman's been that short yardage back tonight for Brock Farrell's team. Again, Connor Cullimore and Jacob Wood busting the ball through the defense for those longer plays. Now on 2nd and 6, they'll hand the ball again to Huffman. Huffman, a pretty big gain. Good for another Highland first down. So Highland again marching the ball down the field.
Yeah, Huffman's been a great change of pace so far in this game from the two-headed monster of Jacob Wood and Connor Cullimore.
Trail looking right, completes. That's Elliott Moe.
Yeah, wide receiver screen there. Appeared to be shut down quickly. Nice job by Corona to rally to the football.
Both offenses working rather quickly tonight. As that one's given to Wood, who stays on his feet somehow and gains an extra 10 yards.
Yeah, he appeared to go down on the first contact, but he must have pulled, somehow landed on top of his defender and then kept going, moves the chains. That's the ultimate second chance play there. Jacob Wood, great hustle. He's been doing it all night.
That's an end to the third quarter. Of the score, the Hawks 26 and the Aztecs 7. The Corona del Sol Aztecs, Alex, are really going to have to put something together in the fourth quarter to make a comeback here. Obviously,
Well, obviously, there's been bigger comebacks in college football history. I mean, there have been games where teams have been up 31-3 and gone on to lose with 13 minutes left in the fourth quarter. But a 19-point lead for Highland here. The key for Highland simply is going to be time of possession. Can they hold on to the football, grind it out, play after play, and get out of here with a win? The biggest thing right now at this point in the game with this big of a lead is just to play your game. Run the ball, get the ball in the hands of your talented players, and allow them to work the ball down the field and kill the clock and get the first win of the season. If they do all that, they'll be victorious.
Both teams flip sides as we start the fourth quarter here in Gilbert. Mason Trail the hand to Jacob Wood. Wood might have fumbled. And he did. Corona recovers. So once again, the Highland offense giving Corona del Sol opportunity after opportunity to punch the ball into the end zone. Corona just hasn't been able to do so.
Not sure if someone dipped those balls in some kind of substance. I mean, that's 3 consecutive drives now. We've seen a fumble from the Highland Hawks. It's tough, as I was saying, with time of possession. If you can't maintain control of the football, it's hard to maintain a big lead, especially when a team is into the fourth quarter.
So Corona takes over on their own 32 as Helt looks to the outside and finds Marion, who cannot make the play, incomplete.
Yeah,
Second
like
and 10 now.
Marion may have heard some footsteps there as the blitz was coming in from Collimore and Johnson on that left side.
Nicely done by the Hawks defense. Helt in the pocket again, looking to his left, completes. That's Brandon Gavel. Hunter Short on the tackle.
Yeah, Gavel's been a consistent target tonight for Corona. They keep trying to feed him the ball. He's unable to make a defender miss there and get into the second level, but still a solid gain. Brings up a 3rd and short.
Held looking right. A lot of air under that ball, almost intercepted by Jalen Johnson, who played some nice defense on Kobe Marion there. 4th and 3 now for the Aztecs.
Yeah, the referees have really allowed these DBs and wide receivers to do a little bit of hand fighting and battle for position. It's what you like to see from the opening of the season. Allow guys to try to make plays and just go one-on-one. You like to see that when the officials aren't trying to control the game.
Held looking left, throws, completes. Looks like that's Gavel again. Short again on the tackle.
Yeah, Helt has been getting the ball out of his hands at lightning speed. They appear to have no desire to have him drop back and try to read a defense in the pocket as he's been pressured all night long. These short little quick throws have been able to sustain drive so far for Corona.
Corona keeps setting up in a similar setup, either 3 to the right or to the left and 2 on the side that there's not 3 players. Held going deep now over the middle, almost intercepted.
That appeared to be Mason Romero. Almost made that interception, number 22. Nice play in the secondary to break that pass up.
Elton shotgun formation again and fires quickly. That one also almost intercepted off the hands of a Corona receiver and almost into the hands of another Highland defender.
It's the fourth quarter here in Gilbert, Arizona. The score 26-7 in favor of the home Highland Hawks. 10:55 remaining in the ball game. Corona really going to have to mount some sort of comeback here as Helt rolls to his right, completes to Marion, who's taken down by Jacob Wood. A nice tackle there to keep Marion from getting any more yardage.
Yeah, Marion cuts it back inside and is met with some force by Jacob Wood. Wood not only been strong on the offensive end with some long runs setting up Highland points, but also with some big hits all over the field tonight as the outside linebacker. And he's been a key cog as they've been able to hold this Corona offense in check.
Held pressured early. Completes, but he's hit quickly. Might have been for no gain, but that's Connor Cullimore. Cullimore making plays on both sides of the ball. We've seen him all night. Again, we mentioned 4 touchdowns for him tonight. He has been the majority of the offense for Highland.
So Highland's offense set to once again take over here. Mason Trail remains in the game at quarterback.
A big run there by Dayton Huffman. A gain of almost 35 yards and good enough for a Hawk first down. Plenty for a Hawks first down. Almost into the red zone. Excuse me, that's the 30, not the 20. Nonetheless, a big gain for Highland. Mason Trail still in the game. Kind of a surprise to me that Coach Brock Farrell hasn't pulled his starter yet.
A lot of motion here before the snap. And it's a fake to Huffman. Deep ball. Touchdown, Hawks. There is a penalty marker. But that was a beautiful throw by Mason Trail.
Well, let's see what the penalty is, because this one could be coming back.
But it appeared by the reaction from the Highland Hawks that this play may be coming back.
Looks like it's pass interference on the offense, which will push Highland back.
I think it was holding.
I don't know, Alex. Is Highland losing a little bit of momentum here? Is Corona maybe mounting a little bit of a comeback?
I mean, if I was Brock
19?
Farrell, I'd be a little bit frustrated with the fact that the team has not been able to really push away and put this game out of reach. I mean, they've been ahead the entire time, but they haven't really had a finishing touch, a punch here. Let's see if they make it happen right here. Another trick handoff.
Nicely done again.
Dayton Huffman, beautiful play there as they ran that same play they got a touchdown on earlier. The quarterback rolls to the right and then a little handoff to the running back where he breaks away. And they continue to just gash this Aztec defense for big plays.
First and 10 from the Aztec 24. Highland knocking on the door again. Trail a low snap. Recovers. Fires over the middle. Complete. And into the red zone. That's Riley Bond, the tight end, on the reception.
Yeah, you love in the near the end zone here when you work your way down the field. Throw the ball to your big guys who can catch and run. And there's nobody on this team quite like Riley Bond at 242 pounds. Guy is a house trying to tackle in the secondary.
Mason Trail under center now. Gonna give it to that's Huffman. Penalty flag flies in. It's gonna be on the offense. It's going to be a hold on Highland. That'll back them up 10 yards.
Can't say enough about this home crowd for Highland. They have been in it, engaged throughout, really energetic. The students are fired up. Highland appears to be on the way to their first win of the season. However, we'll see what Mason Trail and this offense can do here.
8 minutes left in the third quarter. Trail, play action, rolling to his right. Completes again to Bond, who gets to about the Corona 11-yard line. Second and goal. It is from the 11 for the Hawks. Trail in shotgun. Hands to Huffman, who's got space to run. A flag flies. But Huffman, it looks like they mark him out at the 1.
Yeah, Highland keeps finding Pater, but they also keep finding yellow flags from the officials. We'll have to see what this call is.
Gonna be another hold against Highland. So Highland, they keep getting these big offensive plays, but it's penalty after penalty, it seems, for the offensive unit. Backs them up to where they started. They get a big play, and then again another penalty. But again, it's week 1. You got to work out the kinks. Couple of holds late here for Brock Farrell's team, as there are just 7 minutes remaining in this ball game. 26-7. The Hawks lead it. Trail rolling to the right, gives to Huffman, and it looks like Corona had that one snuffed out, as they'll get Huffman in the backfield. Tried to run that play Alex mentioned before as the Statue of Liberty-esque play that Boise State is known for running. Unable to gain any yardage there.
Yeah, and it's tough when, in a game like this, focus can sometimes tend to wane when you've got this big lead going on. So it comes down to veterans, experienced guys like Collimore and Jacob Wood and quarterback Mason Trail to make plays, keep these guys focused on the task at hand.
Trail, 2 receivers to his left and to his right. A man in the backfield. Trail looking to the sideline. Incomplete, intended for Tanner Lunt. 4th and goal for the Hawks now. And this is the first chance we're going to get to see of Austin McNamara, not on a kickoff, but on a field goal attempt, as it looks like he'll be out there.
Lining up from what looks like about 46 yards out. Well inside his range. He's been known to kick as far as 54 in practice. And just like the one I saw earlier where it looked like he could have made it from 60, that field goal is through the uprights and good. So your score, the Highland Hawks 29, Corona del Sol Aztecs 7.
McNamara made it look like I could have gone out there and done that. He makes kicking look so easy. The boy is so talented. Great things to come for Austin McNamara.
Put all of his 6'4", 160-pound frame into that one.
Again, McNamara, just a junior, a part of that
Really talented 2019 class for Highland.
There's some NFL teams out there that could use a kicker that can make 46-yard field goals consistently. So, this guy, Austin McNamara.
You look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who just released Roberto Aguayo a couple weeks, maybe about a week and a half ago now.
Kicker they took in the second round.
Austin McNamara, for me, being a student at Arizona State University, a little bit reminiscent of recent graduate and kicking star Zane Gonzalez. And I tell you what, Zane Gonzalez sure did do a lot of that at his time at Highland High School, or at Arizona State, excuse me. Sent kicks through the back of the end zone.
Well, I was just hoping Austin would knock that one through the uprights there on the kickoff. He was maybe 5 yards away. Very impressive from Austin McNamara.
The Corona del Sol offense will take over with 6:03 remaining. As Alex mentioned, 29-7 now after the McNamara field goal. Completed pass to the outside. That's Marion, who's got a little bit of room to run, excuse me. And they're going to mark him out at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, Kobe Marion has been the lone star tonight for Corona del Sol. Continues to make big plays, even when the result appears to be written in pencil at this point, although there is still time for a comeback. Aztecs with the ball about midfield.
Held completes a little screen to the left.
Ricky Pearsall showing some nice speed down the left side, and he is shoved out of bounds, but not before another Aztec first down.
Nicely done there by Pearsall to get to the outside and scurry for some extra yardage.
Yeah, so Highlands defense got to regroup here after a couple big plays. Once again, in situations like this where you're winning big, you need some focus, you need a leader to step up and make a big play. Look for somebody like Connor Cullimore or Jacob Wood to step up, make a play here.
That pass was intended for Brandon Gavel, just straight up dropped the pass. It was right at the numbers. A perfect pass. Just couldn't put the squeeze on it. 5:43 remaining. Held relaying signals to his receivers as he looks to the right. That's Marion again on the screen. Met by a couple of Hawks out of bounds, one of which Connor Cullimore.
Yeah, Cullimore and Tate Stevens in there on that play. Great hustle by both those guys. The two leaders of this defense have come to play so far. And now a big third down and long here.
Held rolling to the left. Finds a man complete. Dayton Huffman on the tackle. 4th and 4 now for Corona. Nothing new as Corona will keep its offense on the field.
Just 4 yards for a new set of downs. Held rolling to his right. And somehow that pass was completed.
Yeah, that looked like it should have been intercepted by Connor Cullimore. It tips off of his fingers. Lands in the hands of Quentin Hunter, wide receiver. Little over 4 minutes now remaining in this one. The Aztecs have driven the ball into Highland territory to the 25-yard line. Another
rolling left. Incomplete. Second and 10 now from the Highland 25-yard line.
Yeah, it appears Highland clearly forced an adjustment from Corona early in this game, where Brian Helt now rolls out on almost every single passing play that they have, and an ability to avoid the pass rush. So a great job by that front four to put the pressure on this Corona del Sol offense and force them to change up their game plan.
Helt in the pocket, pressured and sacked. Flag flies in late.
Jacob Trejo in there again.
Trejo, a nice job of breaking through that offensive line and getting to Helt.
Now it appears they have called Highland for a face mask penalty. So a lot of penalties against Highland here in this second half, including several costly personal fouls.
That puts Corona into the red zone. The Aztecs knocking on the door at the 16-yard line. Helt looking left. He's got a man deep. Almost intercepted by Connor Cullimore.
Cullimore read that really well in the secondary. Saw that the corner on the left side had been beat, and he does a nice job coming over from the safety position and making a nice play, nearly coming down with an interception.
Third and 1 now.
So obviously Corona's going to need to hustle up a little bit here to get some points on the board if they want to have a chance to come back with just under 3.5 minutes left. They're down by 3 touchdowns.
Helt under center. He's going to give it to the back. Goes to the outside and met by who but Connor Cullimore.
Yeah, it looked like Gavel might get the edge around there and get the ball into the end zone, but a nice job by Cullimore to hustle over there and make a big hit.
First and 10 now. Inside the Highland 15 for the Aztecs. Helt looking right. Fires over the middle, unable to complete to Gavel, who, again, drops a pass right at the numbers.
Yeah, this has been a long drive for the Aztecs. Not what you would have hoped for in an attempt to come back from such a tough deficit. But we'll see if they can at least get some points here and take some pride back home to Tempe.
This one in the waning minutes, just 3:13 remaining. 29-7 in favor of the Hawks. That pass completed to the right side of the field by Helt. To number 21, Quentin Hunter, 5'8" senior, 150 pounds. 3rd and 2 now for Corona.
So a short third down, you have to imagine that the ball is going to be handed off here, although they split out 5 wide receivers, so it looks like this will be a passing down.
And it looks like Hill completes into the end zone for a Corona touchdown.
That appeared to be consistent target. Brandon Gavel there catching it in the back of the end zone. A nice play, makes a move, and catching the ball in the back of the end zone to put some more points on the board for Corona.
So Gavel, after dropping a couple of passes tonight, converts in the end zone for the second touchdown of the game for Corona, as the special teams unit is on for the extra point.
Once again, they'll go 5 wide here on the conversion attempt.
You're right, I didn't catch that, Alex. I apologize, folks. That went knocked down by Connor Cullimore. No 2-point conversion. 29-13.
So with 2.5 minutes left, it appears this game in the wraps. If you're Coach Farrell, there's no doubt you can walk away from this game with both a lot of positives and some things to work on for his team. Obviously, some turnovers tonight, some tough personal foul penalties, but a win is a win, especially in the Arizona Division 6A with a team that is competing to get back to the postseason after not being there last year. Brock Farrell's got the Highland Hawk program looking up.
So as Alex said, this one just about wrapping up here in Gilbert, as there is 2:29 left on the clock. Not sure about you, Alex, but I would expect an onside kick here from Corona.
Well, absolutely. If you're trying to come back and down by 16, obviously you're going to need quick touchdowns if they want to even have a chance. They'll need to go down here and score immediately, so you'd have to imagine this will be a ball on the ground.
Looks like that's what both teams are setting up for. The hands team on for Highland.
And a great job there. Elliot Moe catches that one and falls to the ground, just like you draw it up as a coach. And the Highland Hawks take over at midfield.
Nicely done by Moe.
And we will see if this ends up being the final drive here, if Highland can roll the rest of this. 2 minutes, 29 seconds off the clock. Highland doesn't appear to be taking out any starters, however, as Mason Trail jogs out and opens up the huddle for Highland. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Cullimore back, he takes the handoff. Makes a couple people miss, gets into the second level, and is stopped at about the 37-yard line.
Nicely done there by Jacob Wood. I mean, we've heard his name all night.
Yeah, excuse me. It's been hard to keep up with either Jacob Wood or Connor Cullimore. They've both been busting off great plays all night long.
If you're Brock Farrell here, Alex, do you want to punch one more into the end zone, or are you just trying to relax and kneel the ball out here?
I mean, it's nice always to get some extra points, and you always want to score on every single drive you have, but at the same time, I would imagine Coach Farrell doesn't exactly want to run up the score. I'd imagine it'll be, now, if they get a touchdown, he's not going to tell them to dive at the 1-yard line, but I wouldn't imagine that he's going to be calling any passes of any kind, that these will all be handoffs out of the backfield to running backs or wide receivers on sweeps.
As that one there was. Wood to the outside, the near sideline. Corona del Sol will take their second timeout of the half.
As we mentioned, 2 road games coming up after this for the Hawks. They'll travel to Skyline High School next Friday, followed up the next week by playing at Cesar Chavez High School. So 2 very winnable games for Highland, especially with the way they came out tonight and the way the defense was able to maintain their strangle on the hold on the lead. But the game that should be circled on everybody's calendars, at least in the next couple weeks, September 8th, Brophy College Prep. That will be a big matchup here at Highland High School. Brophy, a team that beat Highland convincingly last year. The Hawks will be looking for revenge.
You mentioned Brophy College Prep, very storied program. Been good for a very, very long time out of Central Phoenix. Trail takes the snap in hands to Wood, who's tackled in the backfield for a loss.
Yeah, he appeared to almost have fumbled that one before he was able to get rid of it, handoff.
Corona's going to burn their last time out here with 1:45 remaining. You know, these last couple of minutes in football games, you see 3 minutes on the scoreboard. It's never going to be 3 minutes. 3 minutes can last 15 minutes at this point, you know?
It's like the final 30 seconds of an NBA game takes 25 minutes to play out.
Foul after foul, timeout after timeout.
Oh, and some fireworks going off. People a little excited, a little bit premature, but you love to see the excitement from the fans. One last time to thank our platinum sponsors here for Highland High School, UCI Realty, A Legacy Funeral Home, Allen Family Medicine, Desert Family Medicine, and Nathan T. Davis. Thank you so much to our outstanding platinum sponsors of Highland football. And you're seeing the fruits of your labor play out tonight as the Highland Hawks are 1:45 away from locking up their first win of the season.
Trail under center is going to give to Wood, who cuts to the outside. And he's got space to run. Red streaking down the sideline. Enough for a Hawks first down. So don't say die yet for Brock Farrell. Wood again, a nice job of getting to the outside. Some big yardage.
Yeah, and Jacob Wood and Brock Farrell, well, Jacob Wood and Connor Cullimore, going to be two of the most popular kids in school, I would imagine, going forward here after their incredible performance tonight. They keep this up. They're not just going to be popular here at Highland. They're going to be popular all across Maricopa County.
Trail again, the give to Wood, who is tackled around the Aztec 16-yard line.
And as we mentioned at the beginning of the telecast, these two teams matched up for the opener of the season last year at Corona del Sol. Highland came away victorious in that one, winning 28-17. Corona came in tonight looking for some revenge, but Highland and Connor Cullimore had other ideas. So 2 years in a row, the Highland Hawks able to take down the Corona del Sol Aztecs.
Obviously can't take away credit from Mason Trail's first full year on varsity, the junior. As that one's given to Wood, stopped around the 14-yard line.
And if I'm a Highland Hawks fan, I am through the moon right now about the future of this program. Not just this season. This season's going to be great, but next season could be even better. As the final seconds tick off here.
This one is over, and Brock Farrell has the Highland Hawks soaring high in the sky for win number 1 on the season and win number 1 under the new regime. A great job tonight through and through by Highland High School, defeating Corona del Sol by a final of 29-13. It's got to feel really good for this high school who only won 3 games last year, one of which against these Corona del Sol Aztecs, to continue that success against the team that they beat last year. It's crucial to beat the teams that you beat in a season where you weren't very good. But to do it in this fashion, to come out in the first half and really stick it to Corona, That's an incredible job by Brock Farrell and the Hawks.
You got to love the constant effort and hustle by this Highland team tonight throughout the game. And they hang on to win their first win of the season. Obviously, great start for Brock Farrell and his bunch. And looking forward to see what they got the rest of the way this season.
So the Hawks send the fans home happy. For my broadcast partner, Alex Didion, I am Jordan Lank. We thank you for tuning in to Gilbert, Arizona, Highland High School. The Hawks win it by a score of 29-13. Thanks, everybody. Good night.